This is Jonathan Aggie of Pro Boxing Fans, joined by legendary broadcaster Jim Gray. We're here at the MGM Grand ahead of Pacquiao against Barrios this Saturday night. Jim, how excited are you to see Manny back in the ring?
Well, I think it's going to be fun. You know, we're looking forward to seeing what a 46-year-old guy can do who hasn't fought in a long time, 4 years, and Father Time is undefeated. The question is, will Barrios be the guy who brings on Father Time, or will Manny be one of these guys who turns out to be the first Hall of Famer to end up winning a title after he's been inducted?
He would also be I believe, the oldest welterweight champion in history. So a lot of history on the line on Saturday night. What's the first Manny Pacquiao fight you can remember covering?
That I covered?
Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago. He's been through a whole bunch of them. Yeah, I'll go all the way back.
How would you compare his career to anyone else, any of the big names you've covered?
Well, he's right up there. I mean, he's look at the amount of titles that he's won and the divisions that he's won over the test of time. Look at everything that he's accomplished. I mean, I think when he arrived here, what was he, like 112 pounds? I'm not sure exactly, but it was, you know, he was a young guy, and look at what he's grown to become, and look at who he is and what he is. I mean, he ran for president of his country, and he was in the Senate. So, I mean, he has obviously a huge national following and an international following, and he's fought everybody who's come in front of him. So he's been one of the great champions of all time in boxing history.
When you look at this fight, how many rounds do you think Pacquiao has in the tank? Like, does he need to get this fight done by halfway, do you think, or do you think he can get a decision?
Well, the longer it goes, probably the more problematic it becomes, because he hasn't fought in 4 years, and who knows what his stamina is, and who knows what his endurance is, and who knows how he's going to react to getting hit. All of those things become a much, much bigger problem. The longer it goes, I would think doesn't portend well. But we don't know, you know, who knows? That's why they fight.
Across the pond this weekend, we have the undisputed heavyweight championship between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. The rematch, Usyk-Dubois.
I can't hear you.
Usyk-Dubois, the rematch on Saturday. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, it's really interesting. Again, it's hard to predict these things, but Usyk has been terrific. So, you know, he's a champion for a reason, and so, you know, I don't predict fights, but I think he's special.
How well, in your opinion, would he have done in the Mike Tyson era, the Evander Holyfield era? I know it's difficult to compare, but would he have held his own?
It's hard to project where guys would have been at certain times. How would Tyson have been in the Ali era? How would he have done against Norton and Shavers and Frazier and Foreman and everything? And people then say, you know what? He wouldn't do that well, and other people would say he dominates. So you just don't know. You know, they have computer simulations, they have all of these, you know, artificial intelligence matches them up and all of that. But I don't know. You know, look, if you're great in one era, you'd probably be great in another era. Very few people rise to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Are there a few guys that don't belong or that had great nights? Yeah, Tom Brady says all the time, you know, anybody can be great once, and anybody can have a great season. But how long can you sustain it? That's the true test of greatness. In his case, it was for 23 years. Okay? In the case of a lot of other champions, Joe Louis, look at how long Joe Louis was champion. Look at how long the Ali era was. The Tyson era, you know, interrupted, unfortunately, by jail. Ali interrupted it by Vietnam and his stance on that. Larry Holmes for a long time. So it's really hard to project what somebody would be back when they weren't, and what somebody who isn't fighting anymore would be in this era. By and large, the athletes are in better shape now, better condition, better training, better nutrition, better everything. But that doesn't mean that those folks who were back then wouldn't have those same techniques now.
And just lastly, Canelo and Terence Crawford on September 13th. What's your breakdown of that fight? How do you see it playing out?
I think it's great for boxing. I think we want to see the best fight the best. And even though there's been a difference in weight divisions here, I think that, you know, people clamor for big names and big fights and guys who are great to fight each other. So being for the institution, and I am for the institution of boxing, I think Canelo has been great for boxing, and I think Terence Crawford has been great for boxing. So how this is going to play out exactly, I don't know. You know, Terence Crawford is older, and Canelo has, what, twice as many rounds? So I don't know how that combination ends up. You know, the weight difference. Canelo's going to be a bigger man and a bigger frame, and coming up in that weight. So I think it's just going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play, and it's going to be filled up, and we're going to have a huge, huge night for boxing for the world to see.
On follow-up, do you feel like Terence Crawford has the style to cause Canelo problems?
Does he have the style to what?
Cause Canelo problems.
Terence Crawford's a great fighter. Terence Crawford can give anybody problems. Whether or not he will, you know, I don't have that crystal ball. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But Terence Crawford knows what to do.
Jim Gray, appreciate your time. Final words just on Pacquiao's return. What does this mean for boxing?
I don't know that it means anything. What does it mean? If he becomes the oldest to do this, then it'll mean something. But just his return, it doesn't mean anything until he's done it. So I don't know. It's fun. People want to see. You know, a lot of people didn't get to enjoy Manny Pacquiao. So hopefully he'll be what he was, or maybe he'll be better. You know. It's really it's hard to say what something means before it happens. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
That's fair enough. We'll see live on Amazon Prime this weekend. Jim Gray, appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.